Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program. It's Sport Pizza, of course, is the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sports. My name is Bronson Uwana, your host, and lots of things making the headlines. Now, Winter Olympics has come and gone. Well, don't blame Nigeria. We don't have winter in this part of the world, but there are lots of take-home from the Winter Olympics. We'll be talking about that on the show today. Nigerian Professional Football League is absolutely buzzing. We'll be giving you all the updates. And of course, big surprises. Some teams are struggling for their life in different leagues in Europe. We're giving you all of that and much more after this break, so don't go away. Welcome back. Olakunle Philip joins me at this time, and together we'll be giving you all the updates you need to know at this time in sports. Kunle, good to have you on the program.
Great to be here, Bronson. I think I really enjoyed the weekend. The weekend was really full of fun, and with some of the teams turning out ways. And then, just like you said, the Winter Olympics has come to an end. Yes,
it has come to an end. And when Kunle talked about the weekend, when Arsenal wins, it's always a good weekend for Kunle. And of course, we'll get to that. We'll talk about that. But Kunle, first, let's start with the Winter Olympics. It's come and gone. We saw lots of talent. Now, don't blame Nigeria for not participating, even though I think reports have it that Nigeria had its presence in the Winter Olympics. But major of the tournament, there's no way. I think Nigeria couldn't have been able to be part of it fully.
Yeah, we had Samuel Ikpefan, the young man who was initially he wanted to compete for France, but he wasn't given a chance, and he actually seized the opportunity to come to Nigeria and be a part of the Winter Olympics. But that was the sole representative we had in Beijing, China, and unfortunately, he couldn't come up with anything. But I think the most important thing is the fact that we were able to be represented, and
also he's an Olympian.
Yeah, he's an Olympian, absolutely. And I think about 4 years ago when we had the Winter Olympics, we had about 3-4 Nigerians represent. We had the representatives from the boblets team, and it was so exciting, skiting and skiing, or what was it called? It's new to us because in the time past we've not been having representatives, athletes representing us in the Winter Olympics. Yeah. But it's good to know that right now we're beginning to have representatives. I think that in the next Olympics we should have more athletes representing Nigeria. But looking at the Winter Olympics in total as a whole, I think it really lived up to billing because some couple of years before now, when the COVID-19 erupted, there were new speculations as regards whether the Winter Olympics will see the light of the day or not. But we had one of the best, because the director of the Winter Olympics, the organizing committee, came out to say that China has been, I think they've been adopted, how do I say it now? They are now among the winter countries when it comes to sport or something like that in the world right now. They are regarded as one of the best when it comes to Winter Olympics
and of course,
winter sport.
And I was shocked because they also turned in some good medals.
Yeah, turned in some good medals. They did absolutely well. It's not as though when the Winter Olympics is on, we're supposed to see winter everywhere and all of that. There are some fabricated winters. Some winters were not natural, while some were actually natural. The good thing is the fact that the hosting was absolutely fantastic, and the organizers said it was absolutely magnificent. China did very well, and I think that the next edition, Bronson, the normal Olympics that was held last year, we had no fan coming to the field, to the ground where events took center stage because of COVID-19. But this one, we had a lot of fans came in to cheer their athletes, and it was really fun. It was great.
Yeah, it was great indeed. But of course, we can't deny that there were lots of take home for Nigeria. Now, one of the take home for me in this tournament is the fact that I saw lots of young athletes. You see athletes from in the Winter Olympics. I saw a 15, 16, 17-year-old doing very well. I think in one of the category, one of the sports, a 16-year-old clinched a gold medal. That was shocking for me. But if you come down to Nigeria, I mean, for instance, you and I go to National Stadium week in, week out. You see that the kind of athletes you see, I mean, it's in that other climb, you want to see that they've passed their prime. That's why you see in Nigeria, an athlete of 36 years still haven't broken even, because sport is not like a culture. Government is not really investing in sport. It's not important to them. And you know, there are lots of youths that should have been taken off the streets if we had several sports systems. But I mean, this thing seems to make us have the kind of youths we are seeing everywhere today.
Yeah, I think it boils down to organization. We've talked about this over and over again. In terms of organization, we don't have it in this country, and most of the time when we are done with major competitions, our leaders will tell us they are going back to the
drawing board
till the next event.
I wonder that is
then, you know, they begin to run around, begin to just few months to the commencement of when they have an opportunity to plan for 4 years, they wait till 3 years. That is when they begin to send athletes abroad and all of that. But when we look at the Winter Olympics, because of the fact that we don't have winter in this part of the world, it will be a bit difficult for athletes, because some of the events will have to...
No, I wasn't even talking about the Winter Olympics.
Okay, you're talking
now.
about...
Generally, what government is doing to sport development. For instance, after the last Olympics, England made a very strong statement. The government signed £74 million preparation fund for the next 4 years. I think other European countries have made, US for instance, some young athletes are already in camp. Government is taking care of their schooling and everything, preparing them for the next Olympics in the next 4 years. In Nigeria, we've not heard anything. What people are interested now is politics.
That's what is going to happen until I don't know, until something changes. I felt that when we had the sport minister Sunday Dare in charge, we felt, because of the fact that he understands sport to a large extent, that he will be able to turn the tide around. But I think he can't do it alone. He has to get the support of the federal government. I'm not sure. Maybe one of these days we would love to have an interview with him. He's a very loving person. On the reasons why we don't tend to always, it has been happening in the time past where, you know, we don't make our plans. Like, you know, you said the Egyptian team, the table tennis team back in the days, we were absolutely dominant. The Egyptians didn't come close to us, but right now they are getting close to us. Even presently, they are the leaders in terms of the female part of table tennis in Africa. They have one young girl, Goda, who is dominating, defeated our own Funko Shonake, young girl of about 14 years, dominating right now, played in the final of the World Young Athletic Championship, and she came second. She played in the final. What does this tell you? A young girl of 14 years will dominate Africa for a very long time. Where are the plans for Nigeria? I think these are things that really, it makes me feel sad.
So, you know,
even in athletics right now, the Ivorians, the likes of Aure, are taking over from our athletes. 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x100 meters relay, 4x400 meters, we're absolutely dominant. Apart from Jamaica and United States and probably England, we were the only 4 countries that used to jostle. At least at times, there are times that we displace probably United Kingdom or Jamaica for the number 2 position. But right now, the Jamaicans and the Ivorians are taking over. The Cameroonians are coming close. It's just sad
I understand.
The level of you know,
now,
the kind of plans we have for.
You remember when government says they're going back to drawing board? That the drawing board is what they are still working on. I'm sure the board is not ready by the time all these things are put together. I think they're still working on the drawing board. By the time they get it, our sport structure, our sport structure will be good. But most importantly, I think government should consider sport as a source for unity. Sport has a way of uniting the nation. We've seen how the country is right now. Sport, you know, can break some of these barriers and some of these agitations we are seeing right now. Now, it was a sad moment for most sport lovers especially in Nigeria. Last week, when it was announced that Blessing Okagbare had been handed 10-year ban from sports, it was a very saddening one because Blessing Okagbare, as it stands now, she's 33. 33 plus 10, 43, means that when the ban will be eventually lifted, she won't be able, she would have passed the prime and not able to compete again. And also to say that Blessing Okagbare, due respect regardless of what happened, she has given Nigeria lots of glamour outside the country, especially in the track and field. And of course, it's very hard to take. But now, don't forget that Blessing Okagbare, some years back, it was reported that she was involved in doping, but research and investigations showed that she took a particular medication for treatment. And then, of course, as an athlete, it is expected that you know what to take and not. But it is not very clear if it is the same situation that happened in this one, or it was a direct doping.
I think Brazil is still the same event. She competed, that's in Tokyo. She competed in the 100 meters. She was supposed to compete in the semi-final, and then so after taking urine samples, some substance, banned substance were found in it. And what the athletic integrity unit are saying is the fact that Blessing Okagbare didn't cooperate with them. If really you are not indicted, if really you are not culpable to the allegations that has been leveled, why not? She was told to drop her phone so that they can carry out their investigations with ease. But she stood her ground and she didn't drop her phone. They didn't cooperate with the Athletics Integrity Unit. And when she got back to the United States of America, I think the American investigation team apprehended her and took her phone. And when they took her phone, they discovered, implicating evidences against her. And one of them is the fact that she was having chats with a certain therapist, I think Lisa, and as a result of that, they eventually discovered that those drugs, she eventually took them, and she got the 10-year ban she got is 5 years for taking those banned substances, and the 5 years for not cooperating with the Athletics Integrity Unit. It's a sad one. I feel very bad because I think, and from her post again, after the news flew everywhere that she's been banned, she just came out to say there's this news she discovered and her lawyers are working on that and all of that. That is not the way. The response leaves so much to be desired. And I feel very bad because she has been our greatest prospect. She's been one of the best athletes that ever graced sport athletics in Nigeria. It's sad that she's going to end this with 33 years, with 10 more years. That puts a total end to her career. But
don't forget that she has a right to appeal. Absolutely. That ban. She will go to Court of Arbitration for Sport, and if that is done, and that which she can appeal is for the 10 years to run concurrently, since they are for different offense. As the 5 years is running, the other 5 years is running. So if that happens, she'll serve only 5 years. 5 years. Yeah, I think
she'll come back at the age of 38.
38, and 38, maybe she can do 1 or 2 tournaments. Let's take a very quick break at this time. We'll be back with more stories. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's take it straight to what's happening in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Exciting games week in, week out as Rivers United sits comfortably on top of the log with 29 points after 14 games. Now Plateau United, Enugu Rangers, Ramo Stars, Akwa United makes up the top 5 teams. In the relegation side, we have on 17th place Katsina United, Dakada FC. Coolly shocking for me because last season they did very well, finished mid-table, but looks like they're struggling to stay top. Heartland, of course, haven't played 13 games. They've got just 12 points. And this is even more shocking. MFM, the only representative in Lagos, sitting on the 20th position. And we must ask questions what's happening with MFM because right now they're not doing very well at all.
Yeah, they're not doing very well. Since the former coach Kamara left, they've been coaches, the assistant took charge. at some point. Then he had to go, brought in another person, and there's not been a bit of consistency in terms of coaching. And MFM, the management are saying they don't have the financial know-how to execute, to secure the services of big players. Some of these players are applying their trade with MFM in the MPFL at the moment are not MPFL materials, and I think that if they don't bring in, inject 3-4 good players who have played in the MPFL in the time past, quality players who complement them, I think it might be difficult for them to remain in the MPFL for 2021-2022 season. That's
going to be a very big blow for them. But of course, the season still got long way to go. Maybe they can turn their tail around, just like what Newcastle is doing in England. Now, talking about England, Tottenham Hotspurs last weekend put up a fine performance and threw the title race in England wide open after they defeated Manchester City away from home right there at Etihad Stadium, 3-2. Now, even though Manchester City equalized in the 90th minute, but of course Harry Kane had the last laugh in that one.
I love the way Harry Kane celebrated the last goal. When you get a goal at the dead, there's this celebration, nicking the victory in the last minute of the game. I think Tottenham Hotspur deserves to win that game.
I think I like Conte's celebration more.
Yeah, that was an heroic feat. It was absolutely fantastic for Tottenham. Harry Kane was on top. Even at one point, the Harry Kane had a goal disallowed.
Yes.
It would have been more devastating for Manchester City. They would have lost, would have considered more goals, because on that day they played second fiddle to Tottenham, who were absolutely on top of their game at the Etihad. And then, like you said, they've thrown the EPL open right now, with Liverpool having a game at hand. So if Liverpool eventually wins the game,
it closes down to 3 points.
3 points will separate them, and anything can happen.
And City will still play Liverpool in second round.
So I think I really love this, because at some point it was looking like City were cruising. It was looking like it was going to be City winning the EPL. But right now the tide has changed right now, and the two will need to jostle to the very end.
Now, if you are playing in the EPL, don't blink. It's a warning. That's what he's saying right now. Kule, time will not permit us to look at other issues. Thank you very much.
You won't talk about Arsenal.
Oh, okay. All right. Before we go, let's talk about Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal is my rundown anyway. I mean, the resurgence of Arsenal has been very shocking to me. They started the season very slowly, and now they look like a team that can finish in the top 3, not just top 4, because they have. I think they displaced West Ham in that round.
I think we still have. Let me see. Arsenal and West Ham see how the same number of points. I think West Ham United have
more goals.
So
okay.
they're just behind West Ham United. But you remember that Arsenal has 3 games at hand, and then if they win those 3 games, they are going to displace even Manchester United. So I think it's looking good for Arsenal. Consistency is key. Winning their game the previous week against Wolverhampton Wanderers brought them back, and of course be able to beat Brentford. But the fact that they couldn't keep a clean sheet in that game really wasn't really good for them. So if they continue in this good run of form, who says they might just be displacing probably Manchester United.
Impossible.
Who have been blinking.
Impossible is nothing. But then we also have to tell you that Sadiq Umar last weekend put up a very fine performance. 2 good goals for Almeria, and of course they are looking good to returning back to La Liga. Also, Arsenal, I want to say, former captain, I don't want to say bad boy, Aubameyang also make his mark last weekend. And of course, this week Europa League is absolutely buzzing. We may not have time to look at it, but next week we'll be looking at some of the results and the teams that would be going to the round of 16 in the Europa League. Kule, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to be here. I think I really had fun.
All right, with that, is a wrap on the show today. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. Now, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen right now. Now, you can also go to our YouTube channel, type Spot Pizza, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Brownson Uwana. Until we meet again next week, please stay safe.